Hi, Siddhanta. Welcome to the L Cube Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. So, viewers, today we have Siddhanta here, who is an expert in Garbha Samskara. So, first of all, we need to explain to them what is Garbha Samskara. I'm sure 90% of them do not know what is Garbha Samskara. Definitely. I've been wishing to do a podcast on this topic since the day I started my podcast. This was one of the topics early on, like even before I started a podcast, that I really want people to understand. So, thank you so much that you're there available to talk about it. So first,
thank you so much.
Introduce us to the word Garbha Samskara. Introduce us to the word Garbha Samskara itself, and then we can go into what is Garbha Samskara. So introduce us to the word first.
Absolutely. So if we divide this into two, so Garbha simply refers to our womb, right?
Yes.
To our womb. And Sanskaras is the conditioning that we do on it. Okay. Now, when we say womb, why our womb? Because that is where the life is going to grow.
Yes.
Right?
So or when created, a child is created.
Absolutely. Yeah. So first is always creation.
Yes.
Then the nurturing and samskaras happen.
Yes.
Right? Garbha Sanskar, again, it's not something new. It has been in our tradition since Vedas, since our Shastras, because Folk Shastra talks about Garbha Sanskar.
What Shastra?
Folk Shastra. Folk as in Hindi, there is a Hindi word for our womb, which is folk. हम बोलते हैं ना कि कोक में बच्चा पल रहा है.
Yeah.
Right? So Folk Shastra actually speaks about this.
Okay, so this is a general doubt. So the Shastra is from which Veda, or does it have any other source where the Shastra is derived from?
An Ayurvedic doctor would be able to tell you this better.
Okay.
Because they go deep into the Charak Samhita, where Garbha Sanskar is mentioned.
Okay.
So Ayurvedic doctors, they are more equipped with very in-depth knowledge of the Charak Samhita.
Okay.
And Garbha Sanskar is prescribed in it when it comes to treating pre-postnatal and fertility issues. And preconception.
All right. Okay.
That's one thing. Okay. And then it's an age-old tradition. We don't say that once the life of, once the creation has happened, then you start doing the sanskaras. Garbha Sanskar is an accumulation of 16 samskaras.
Oh.
Okay. It starts from healing or cleansing your womb, just like how you move into a new house, right? You want to first, do the interior, and then whatever repair work is necessary, for the longevity of it and for the positivity of it. First, you work on improvising wherever you're going to move, and then you move, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, it speaks about Garbha Shodhan, which is cleansing, then Garbha Dharan, which is the conception process, right? So it is divided into first preconception, then the term of the pregnancy. So there is some samskar for every single month of the pregnancy. In terms of practices that you do, how to keep your lifestyle, how to eat, what to eat. Because every single month, something new is developing. There's much more requirement of nutrients. The more stress has to be managed. All of these things are there. Emotions need to be managed. This is there, which I will talk about more later. But yes, it's through the term of the pregnancy and a little after. So pre, post and antenatal.
When did all this start? Because somewhere we missed it. So no one of us really know this. I'm sure even our mothers were not introduced to it.
Yes.
So tell me when it actually started anciently. What is the latest recognition of scriptures, or that we have that says that Garbha Samskara existed from so and so, from what we know of? It could have existed before as well, but what is the ancientness that we know of it?
If you look at it, there has been a very recent rise during COVID, to be very honest. But it's not that people are not practicing it. Subconsciously, from what we have heard, maybe the great-great-grandmother knew it. She passed a little bit to the grandmother. She passed it a little bit to the mother. Now, every time nobody is going to tell you this is Garbha Sanskar. They will just tell you how to be.
Yes.
है ना? We generally
Yes.
say, eat this, oh, you're pregnant, don't do this, don't do that, now behave like this, behave like that, stay away from these people, stay close to these people, do mantra chanting, do meditation, it is good for you. So bits and pieces have always been there. Indian tradition is rich in this, quite rich in this. So
All right.
I would like to say that a huge chunk of population subconsciously knows it.
Okay. I have a small doubt here. So as I told you before that I had this topic in my mind even before I started my podcast, right?
Yes.
So why I had it in my mind is that there is a tradition in South India. I know about Andhra. I'm not sure about the other parts, but there is a tradition after marriage that they do something sort of this. They call it something sort, but I don't remember what it's called. So does it start from
Exactly.
there?
That's
My
why,
question is, yeah.
exactly, it's been there always. In different cultures and traditions, it is practiced differently. It is, nobody is going to call it Garbha Sanskar, but because of our heritage,
Oh.
right? Because of the tradition we have carried in our blood, in our memory, in our wisdom, right? We know this from generation to generation. Of course, I'm not saying everybody knows it, because since I'm practicing, I know a huge chunk of population is missing on this. They
Okay.
have no guidance. They don't have elders to guide them. The elders that they have, they don't have the knowledge. But in different parts of the country, different cultures, different traditions do practice it on some level.
Oh.
And it has been significantly risen after COVID, is
So
what I'm saying.
the practice I'm talking about is after marriage. What they do is that I'm talking only about what I know. It could be only to
Yes, yes,
particular
yes.
region, or it could be particular family. I don't know, but what I
Yes,
know, I'm
yes, yes.
talking about. So the bride and the groom will be blessed by the couples who already had kids. They're going to give them coconut, not the one which we go to the temple and we break it. The green one, the whole thing,
The green one, yeah.
with the layers and everything, with good water in it. They actually give it, the couple actually gives the coconut to each couple who comes and blesses them. So
Yes.
that is the process. I don't know why they do it. Only after I heard this term, then I asked someone that what is that, but I remember hearing some sort of this sounding, but I'm not sure if it's Garbha Samskara.
Yes.
Okay.
It's also, this is very interesting, because in Maharashtra, it is
Mm-hmm.
called as Oti Bharna. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oti means womb. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that coconut, there they give the green one. Here
Yeah.
we will give the brown one. And you
Okay.
will make sure that there is always water in it.
Water in it. Yeah, that we do too. Yes.
You never give the empty coconut or dry coconut. You
Yeah.
will give a fresh, round, big coconut. Always the tail, the head of the coconut pointing to the womb, and then there is
Yes.
rice. It is because coconut is a shrifal, right? In
Yes.
tradition, we call it as shrifal, and
Yeah.
it is a representation of life itself,
Yes. Yes.
right? Where you can also, when the baby is growing, the stomach becomes hard.
Yes. Yes.
Then there are layers to it, and the baby is
Yes.
in the amniotic
And in
fluid.
the water, it is protected in the water.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So now it is somewhere, see, everything has a meaning. Why we do what we do, right?
Yes.
So yes, it is to only be given by a married woman to the another newly married woman.
Yes.
So these things are there because, again, reproductive systems, there's energy that is revolving in the reproductive system. We want to enhance that energy. So all of these things are given so that that energy starts flowing within you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for doing this, because people like you are reviving our traditions, our culture, our past. It's not just, I'm not saying just because it's Indian culture, it's good.
Yeah.
Any culture which has been doing good
Any
to
culture, yeah.
anyone should be revived
Absolutely.
and should be spoken about and should be brought back. Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
now,
It has no.
yeah. So now tell me about those 16 stages of the Garbha Samskara from this beginning. And please give us the detailed explanation of it, because I'm sure a lot of
Absolutely.
pregnant ladies and a lot of young girls, they should know about this.
They should know about it. And I will try to explain it in very, very simple terms as much as possible.
Please.
Okay. Because if we really get into it, there are certain sanskaras that, I personally would say, this is just my opinion. Okay. So I might get a little lash on this, but this is just my opinion. So I will walk you through it. See, first is that the couple, ideally, traditionally speaking, the couple first needs to prepare 1 year before,
Okay.
ideally speaking.
Okay. Yeah.
So 1 year before, you start thinking about it, and then you start aligning your physical energy, your mental, emotional energies with it. You talk about these things, about having a baby, welcoming a baby. What is the purpose of having a baby?
Hmm.
Why do you want to have a baby?
Oh my God, that's the biggest question I want to answer on this podcast, because everybody's forgetting the reason, the purpose.
Yes,
Yes, it's
yes,
happening like generally, but nobody's getting the
yes.
actual
It's
sense
happening
of.
very generally,
Yeah, yeah,
generally. And
yeah.
I'm not saying don't make children. I'm not saying that.
No, I understand where
I'm
you're
saying
from.
I'm saying
Make it
what is the
consciously.
purpose?
Do it
Yeah,
consciously.
and exactly. And do you have something in you that you think you can pass down to the next generation?
Yes, yes,
Because everybody has something in them.
definitely.
Everyone has something in them that the world needs. Can you prepare yourself in a certain way?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
Two lives have come together,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to create a third life. So, can you bring this into utmost harmony first? And then I'm just saying physically, mentally, emotionally. Think about financially, think about spiritually, which is now needed more than ever,
Yes.
right? Because again, the root of this shows when the child is born, because so many children are having birth defects now. Later on, you will see autoimmune developing. Later on, you will see nervous system disorders developing. Anxiety, depression is so common. People are not able to have that strength, that spiritual strength, resilience that is required to face life,
Yes.
right? So it starts 1 year before. The man needs to, start aligning himself a little spiritually, equip, sperm and the ovum come together,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you see a healthy person, if we are speaking about this generation, we are already so drained.
Mm.
So I speak about this in my workshops also, where you have to nourish all the 7 tissues of your body, the sapta dhatus of your body,
Okay.
because the shukra dhatu or the sperm or the reproductive fluid, it is the last thing that develops in the body. That we are abusing now, that is a different thing.
Oh.
But it takes a lot of work for the body to form our shukra dhatu, that to high potency shukra dhatu.
Okay.
That is where the concept of celibacy in early years, comes into play, where you are conserving a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a topic in itself if we speak about saptadhatu. But both the man and the woman, they need to start taking out of their own lives in a way that they are nourishing their saptadhatus.
Mm-hmm. Don't,
And
don't
then
give me
they
details
are,
of the saptadhatus, but just tell me what are the saptadhatus?
yeah, it can be. So, for example, we have blood, we have plasma, we have muscle, fat, bone marrow, and then literally skin, then maunsa, and then comes our shukradhatu.
So basically, whatever you have healthily, you should be able to produce the same with the same products, a new product.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your raw material is going to be
Yes.
used in it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We say, the fetus is going to suck calcium out of the
Yes.
mother's body.
Yes.
That's why put
Yes.
her on folic acid, put her on
Mm-hmm.
this, that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So first only you equip yourself, no?
Yes. That makes sense.
Earlier, did any woman have folic acid, calcium tablets before she got pregnant?
No.
Now it is compulsory to have it. Raktamas, Majja, all these saptadhatus need to be developed.
Okay.
And then it can all be done in the kitchen.
Mm.
It just needs a strategy. What all you have to eat, when to eat, what to do. And then if the person or if the people are generally stressed, or if they have inflammation or toxication in their body, they go through panchakarma. It's ideal for the couple to go through panchakarma.
Yes. Yes. I am aware of
Right?
panchakarma. Yeah.
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 So that gives a very good clean slate, cleansing, right? And once you cleanse the body, whatever you do after the cleanse is going to get assimilated and absorbed really well.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then because the body is clean, your mind is also going to be very, very stable compared to before.
Yes.
Because now we are talking about the gut brain axis and all of these things. Modern science is talking about all of these things, that how your gut health can significantly impact your mental health.
Why didn't they talk before? Everything is happening later after the damage is done. Yeah.
That's the tendency, everything needs to be revolutionized here for
Yes.
people to follow.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's the thing. So these tissues, all the 7 tissues of the body, nourish them, nourish your own relationship, work on yourself. And then again, this is all tradition that people used to, go to their Jyotish. They will ask when is the, good muhurat
Yes.
to conceive and all of these things. And they will check. And then, on that day, the Panditji will give them a prayer to do. They will face a certain direction. They will do that prayer and then they will consummate. Then there will be a specific time. Ideally, even Ayurveda speaks about that you try to conceive between 9 to 12 in the night.
Oh, okay.
And Garbha Sanskar also prescribes this,
Okay.
right? And before that, now so it's more necessary because women's periods are irregular.
Yes.
They have an ovulatory cycle, so they are not ovulating at the right time, even if they have periods. So now so it is more necessary to,
Follow
take
all
that
these
time.
things. Yeah.
Take the time and prepare yourself. Don't be in a rush.
Instead, we
Prepare
are
yourself.
actually downloading our apps, which are telling us what to do,
Yes.
about the ovulation, about the periods and everything. Instead of following all that, we're actually downloading the apps.
This shows a very big spiritual gap.
Mm.
Right? And sometimes spirituality is definitely confused with religion,
Yes, it's not.
right? It's not, but it's
Yeah.
more to, connect with yourself and your feminine self and your true nature. That's
Yes.
all it is.
Yes, being
That is all
conscious
it
of
is.
whatever you're, if you're feminine, be conscious of being
Exactly.
feminine. If you are male, be
Exactly.
conscious of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you do all these processes,
Mhm.
right? And this is how you do the Shodhan process.
Okay.
That, okay, now the cleansing is done, the womb is ready, the Shukra Dhatu is really strong. We also have a purpose. It's not like, I want an apple, I want an orange. Both of them want an apple, both of them want it at the same time. Everyone is ready, everyone is happy. And now Garbha Sanskar also talks about not just the counseling of the couple, but counseling of the family.
Oh, yeah, that's very important.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Especially now, right?
Yeah.
So all these things are there. This is all preconception. And then that day comes, that time comes, right? When you consummate and then you conceive, for example. I'm not saying
Okay.
it immediately might happen.
Done.
But if you
Yeah.
do it right, the chances become very high.
Very high. Yep.
Right? So
Mhm.
then you conceive, right? So Garbha Dharana has happened.
Okay.
That is the next stage. And now comes the actual Garbha Sanskar part, where you have to take care of yourself.
Okay.
Nutrition has to be balanced. Like first, even before you know you are pregnant, that 2-week wait that everyone talks about,
Yes.
right? Even before that test comes positive, if you have conceived, the nervous system of that child has started to develop. So the brain and spine of that child has started to develop. So your diet needs to be good amount of fat, something sweet, something natural sweet, because what does the brain need? Glucose and fat. Spine is getting ready. What do you need? Calcium, right? So similarly, it's not too complex to understand. Traditionally, if we just have a wholesome diet, everything is taken care of.
Yeah.
Right? Ayurveda talks about Shadras, means all the 6 tastes: sweet, sour, pungent, bitter, astringent, right? We talk about this, right? Now, if your diet is such that you are consuming all the colors, grains, millets, legumes, everything is there.
Everything in nutrient, the whole, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to have a lot of everything, but you need to have a little bit of everything.
Yes.
So if your diet is rich in that, you are anyway going to be well off.
Yeah.
Right? It is just a matter of conveying that, oh, now the brain and this is developing, so have this. Oh, now the first trimester is there, so eat more food that will give you progesterone to support your endometrial development and all of those things.
Yes.
Right? The more you dissect, the more confused and anxious you are going to be. So why not just keep it wholesome?
Maintain the whole diet, which gives you everything wholesome. Yep.
Exactly. And the another major thing is, don't eat for 2 people. Eat for yourself. The most you are going to do is increase your diet by up to 300 calories. That's it. Eating more is not going to guarantee more absorption.
But why do we eat more then? Do we feel hungry, or it's just a psychological feeling that we have to eat more?
It is a psychological feeling also, and it's the pressure around us. Ki like,
Around
oh,
us.
now you're pregnant, now you have to eat for two, like you
Yeah.
have to eat for the baby also.
Yeah.
No, the baby is going to extract the nutrients out of whatever you're eating. What is necessary? Before you conceive, did you improve your digestive system?
Oh, the one which should be working properly now to give that nutrition to the baby.
Exactly. And digestion, what people think? Eat, excrete. That is not digestion. Digestion is first eating, and then how much of that is absorbed and assimilated in the system.
Yes, yes.
Does the body have the capacity? Ki, theek hai, your eyes need vitamin A. Did your body, just digest that carrot and excrete it, or was it able to extract everything out of that carrot?
Yeah.
And then assimilate it to wherever it is necessary, whichever
Yes,
organ,
yes.
and then excrete the waste.
Yes.
That forms your digestive system.
Yes.
And when this is not right, what happens? Morning sickness, nausea, overeating, cravings, all of this, because your gut is imbalanced, your microbiome is imbalanced. So you are going to have cravings.
So it's not the symptoms actually then.
Symptoms will be, you might feel like eating something, what do you call it? Like imli, like sour.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I
Those
think
kinds of cravings you
I
will
think
have.
I understand, because the gut has to be so healthy, because you need to extract that for the other human being. Otherwise, it is going to show the side effects of vomiting and all this.
Exactly. That you will have more signs. See, some of it is natural because there is hormonal activity happening.
Yes.
So the body is going to go through a transition.
Yeah.
So here and there is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But the fact that we have normalized being in a state of fatigue and drained and constantly craving or sleeping or tired, I am saying that if you do something before correctly, you will not have so many complications.
Yes, agreed.
Otherwise, it's just like, oh, when will this end? Versus, wow, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's that emotional shift. And food is the easiest thing to suppress our emotions. So a lot of the cravings are always going to be emotional. So if there is something emotionally lacking, subconsciously lacking, there will be more food than necessary. And if you are hungry, even bland food will do. If you are really hungry, it's also sometimes it can be a signal for deficiencies. So then you will need to have supplementation and all of that, right? Or you will anyway need to adapt a wholesome diet so that those deficiencies are fulfilled, because we know craving too much chocolate, your body is craving magnesium.
Yes.
Right? So similarly, there are multiple kinds of deficiencies. In pregnancy, women who are deficient in calcium, sometimes they might like eating chalk.
True. Tell me this. This is just out of curiosity I'm asking. I was craving for watermelon. What was I deficient of?
Maybe you just love watermelon, or maybe your body just needed hydration.
I don't know. I cried for it. The day I ate it, it was not the season. The day my dad brought it from somewhere, some other state actually, I cried while eating a piece of watermelon.
Then it could be the craving of the baby.
Could be. Oh my God, my daughter loves watermelon. It has to be in the fridge before she eats it.
It is very much possible, no?
Yes.
Because it is a life. It is a soul. It has lived different lifetimes.
Oh, yes.
And it loves watermelon. So yes, now you love watermelon. Yes, that is possible.
Yes.
Just that recognition during that time that it is a living being. Doesn't matter if it looks this much.
I know.
If there is life, right? And we need to support that life.
And
the other things are just this. And again, since we were already speaking about tradition and all of those things, there is also a custom where you don't tell people, right, early on that you're pregnant.
Yes.
Right? You don't do that. It's just energy conservation, basically. So you don't tell people, and then once different traditions practice this differently.
Yeah.
But then yes, once you cross 3 months, there will be a little puja or something.
Yes.
You make that announcement. 5th month, 6th month, there will some people will do it 5th month, some people do it 8th month, baby shower will be there.
Yeah.
All these things, we are culturally very rich in all those things, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, we are following a lot of things. It's just that there is a part of India, or there's a part of the world, let's just say that, is missing out on this. And how liberating it can make that pregnancy journey. In the Western countries, now they are doing womb ceremony and all of those things, sacred ceremonies,
Yes.
So that is what is happening. Womb healing is happening a lot now.
Yeah.
But it's always been there.
Yes.
It's always been there. We have always had it. We have made that, right?
True.
Our rishis, our gurus have prescribed it already. It's during the pregnancy also. It's the controversial thing that I was going to tell you was anciently. Now, not many people are alive who know this much and this much in depth. Essentially, if you it's much more in detail, right? But just to sum it up, just to give you a few words, right? We focus on Garbha Dhyan, so meditation, right? Knowledge related to development of the uterus is on. This is given in the preconception. In nowadays, we go to a gynac, before the couple conceives, they want to
Yes.
go and check their reproductive health and all of those things. Essentially, they are doing Garbha Dhyan, Garbha Jnana,
Gnan.
knowledge,
Knowledge.
Jnana.
Okay.
So they are gaining that knowledge first, what are the changes that are going to happen, what to expect,
Yes.
and how, if there is any complication, so that we can, repair that first and all of those things,
Okay.
right? And then there is Garbha Parinam, which is basically the transformation during pregnancy, what happens exactly, what to expect. And now still we know, maybe 2 generations later, we might not know all these things.
Yes.
That's why, again, this is important. And then the diet and nutrition that needs to be followed pre-conception and during the term of the pregnancy. I know that there is a trend going on where women are lifting heavy weights and doing whatnot, and when they are pregnant and all, right? But it depends. What was your pre-conception lifestyle like?
Yes.
If you have already been doing that, cannot just get pregnant and then suddenly decide that, oh, I'm going to strength train, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Not like you're some fragile being.
Yeah.
But also, it's not like you have to, go and start doing it. But then, holistically, it is never, it is not prescribed. You have other times to do these things also, no? So,
Yeah,
ideally, the entire focus should be conserving your energy and development of the unborn child. Then comes the Garbha Sangeet, like music that you listen to, mantras that you have to chant, practice chanting,
Yeah.
because that is going to, develop the mind, because our mind and our senses start
Yeah.
developing even before the body is fully developed, right? That's why we say that, oh, the child is listening, it can taste, it can do this, that, right?
Yes.
So that's why it's going to be important that your mind is very calm, very positive, your emotions are regulated. That is going to be very important.
Okay.
And then we speak about Garbha Prabodhini, where we talk about, awakening the consciousness of the unborn child.
Oh.
So this is something that, lot of the women, once they give birth, sometimes they have a hard time connecting with their baby.
After giving birth?
Yes.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Yes. Because they never consciously interacted with the child. We know that generally music also, right? General music, we know that high beats, we get a lot of energy, soothing music, our emotions calm down. Similarly, if we, raise this to another level, then we can make use of music and mantra chanting to really positively influence the mind of the child. Sometimes, because sound plays a very big role in regulating our emotions and thoughts. Okay. So, of course, mantras are designed in a specific way to generate certain energy within us, different types of energy.
Yes.
Right? So, it's not necessary that you completely understand it, but it is still going to have an effect on you.
Due to the vibration.
Exactly. So that's why regular mantra chanting and regular, Garbha music is going to be important. There are different ragas that are subscribed, that, listen to these ragas. It's going to have a very good effect on the child also, and the development also. The fetus is going to gain more energy to develop itself optimally. And then we speak about awakening the consciousness of the child. There is one very simple example around this. The most common one is Abhimanyu. I don't know if you have heard of it.
Yes.
But I think that is the most obvious example. So let me give you another example. So Mughals attacked when it was the I'm not too well versed in this, but I will try my best to explain this. When the Mughal had their Raj over here, right, in our country, and when Shivaji Maharaj, before Shivaji Maharaj was born, there was a purpose behind for Jizau and her husband to give birth to Shivaji. One by one, the soldiers, army, everyone, Mughal was killing everyone, and there was no kingdom left almost, with this tradition. And then one day, the couple, they decided that we need to have a child, and we need a king
Okay.
who can fight the Mughals to save our Rajya.
Oh, wow.
And they were very driven towards this, and everything like Murat, everything was followed. And during her pregnancy, Jizao made sure that she is instilling all those thoughts into the consciousness of the child. This is who you are. You are brave. You are a warrior. You are this. You are that.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
modern times, what are we doing? Affirmations. We grow
Yeah.
up and we are
Yes.
just trying to reprogram our subconscious. That is
Yes.
all we are doing to
Yeah.
heal ourselves. Why the healing? Because so much has happened and
Yes.
so much unregulated things happened with us. So now we are changing our identity using affirmations.
We did
What
a
if a
podcast
girl
on
is
Shivaji Maharaj, and throughout the podcast, it was all about like how can he be so perfect? How can he be so achievable in
Yes,
whatever he is doing? Everything was
exactly.
so planned all over his life. It was so precise. He was an engineer. He was a warrior. He was a very
Absolutely.
smart person. The way he
Absolutely. And
attacked
if you look
everyone.
at it, she has practiced. Jizao during her pregnancy has practiced certain things, and she has made sure that after he is born, he is exposed to everything that he needs to learn.
It makes sense.
Now, we don't want
Yeah.
to become a warrior, but what we can do is what today's people are lacking is Monday to Friday, you send them to office.
Mm-hmm.
When they come back, if you give them a weekend, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Bore, always bored.
Always bored.
Mm.
They don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
So your job as a parent starts from when you have conceived that baby
Mm.
to a certain age where you are exposing that child to different hobbies, things, so that how are they going to know these things exist in the world? To you. Now
Yeah.
you only don't have the time to expose your child to so many things. You
Yeah.
don't have time to feed your own child,
Yes.
and you want them to build a connection with you.
I understand.
How is that possible?
It's not possible. It's not.
So there are certain qualities that you can instill
Yeah.
in
There
the
is
brain,
there
in the
is a huge
neurological.
difference already, even without the Garbha Samskara. If a mother is really devoted, I'm not saying that all mothers are not devoted. Every mother loves their child to the best, to the core. I understand that.
Yeah,
But there
undeniably,
is a
yes.
difference of if you're consciously raising them, if you're consciously making sure that you're making them aware of everything, just like how consciously you're doing your Garbha Samskara, the relationship of the mother and the kids is more stronger. There is a
Absolutely.
difference.
It's very strong. And the intuition and the telepathic communication,
Yes. Yes.
it's insane. It's
Yes.
insane. It's very powerful.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Is that
So
why
that-
Jijabai has always she has always been able to understand what Shivaji Maharaj was doing, and she was always the comeback for
Absolutely.
Shivaji Maharaj for any kind of advices or
Yeah.
anything.
Absolutely. Anything. Forget the mind and everything. Everything starts with the body also. If the body is only not fit and fine and energized, will the mind work? Vice versa also. So think in terms of prenatal nutrition and mind of the mother herself. Is she mentally, emotionally balanced? If her mind is not consuming the right things, how is the senses of the child working? What is it consuming? It is consuming through the mother only, and not just the mother, through the father also.
Wow.
So it is going to perceive everything. And then comes Shakti Chikitsa, which is basically building, strength, resilience, taking her through that labor period, educating her about labor preparation. There is nutrition available. If you want to make your labor easier, you don't have to push the baby out. The body is going to push the baby out. You have to relax. You have to learn to relax.
Yes, true. It will come out anyway.
It is an art.
It will
is a
not stay
skill
inside.
To be learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, throughout the term that mother is tense, we know, if you follow yogic tradition, you will know that how the nervous system and the musculoskeletal system is designed. So if your nervous system is disturbed, you are going to have a lot of tension in your body. Your fascia is going to be super tight. Do you think only a stiff muscle can give you a stiff body? There are so many other things. If you speak about fascia and all of this, it's not new.
No, that is true.
Yeah.
These days, if you are stressed, you'd have muscle pains over here in your shoulder.
Exactly.
All these things are connected, right?
Yeah, because we're clenching our muscles unknowingly.
Yes.
When we are tense and we forget to relax, we forget to release it. So day after day, month after month, year after year, you're holding on to a lot of energy, pent up energy, old energy, and a lot of stress in the body. Same thought, same emotion. Something happened 5 years ago. still going on in the body, still going on in the mind, never release. That memory needs to release. How else will you move on? Is there a way? Whatever happened, happened for a reason. There is always a reason why something happens.
Mm.
Always.
Yeah.
Something happened. Okay. Take your time to heal. Don't just move on from tomorrow, but heal. Because there's life ahead of you.
Yes, true. No, that's for everything in life. It's not just for your Garbha Samskara or your pregnancy period. It's for everything in your life.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Siddhanta. Thank you.